host Dr. Senay and welcome to my channel. Thank you for your posts asking me why I had not posted any stories in weeks and weeks. Guys, I had to do so much research and it took a bit of time to get it all together. Well, I'm back. Today, I'm bringing to you a bizarre murder of a young student by another young student who hardly knew the victim. They kind of knew each other through a mutual contact. Why was he murdered was the question on everyone's mind. Guys, viewer discretion is strongly suggested as the story is disturbing and graphic. Let's get into this straight away. 26-year-old Generro Sanchez and Jerard Murray were both freshman students at East Central University in Oklahoma. Jerard Murray, who had grown up in Asia, a small town in Oklahoma, was from an early age a kid who displayed odd behaviors. Murray had attempted suicide on his 5th birthday. Fortunately for him, the knot did not hold and his brother later found him lying unconscious on the ground. He did not mention the reason for his attempted suicide. He was only 5, guys. Isn't that really bizarre and disturbing? Growing up, Murray did not fit in. He was socially awkward and often wore a suit to school as he liked the weight of it, he had said. His grades were below average and he did not graduate from Asia Public School. Instead, he obtained his GED and later enrolled at East Central University in Oklahoma. Now, there's a record of Murray's display of violence once at an incident at East Central University. On the evening of 3rd October 2012, Murray, fellow freshman Wyatt Freeman, Generro Sanchez, and friends were playing videos in Freeman's dorm room. Murray began to talk about his expertise in martial arts. He claimed he would rather die than tap out, meaning admit defeat in martial arts. Freeman suggested testing this out, saying, "Okay, let's see how committed you are to your martial arts." Murray agreed to let Freeman put him in a chokehold. Freeman did so, causing Murray to pass out. When Murray regained consciousness, he turned violent and extremely dangerous and attacked Freeman relentlessly. Murray had lost it completely. He spat on Freeman and punched him in the head. The situation escalated and the other students in the room could not stop Murray. Therefore, the police had to be called to control him. The other students in the room took Freeman's defense. Following the incident, Murray is said to have been feared, naturally, by his dorm mates in the Pasagi residence of East Central University. On December 5th, 2012, Murray convinced Sanchez to give him a ride to Walmart in exchange for $20 gas money. Once they arrived in the Walmart parking lot, Murray pulled out a .40 caliber Springfield handgun stolen from Asher resident Daniel Davis. He ordered Sanchez at gunpoint suddenly to drive north of Asher. Sanchez must have been panicking, guys. And to ease him, Murray had unloaded the weapon and placed the magazine in Sanchez's lap. A few minutes later, Murray had pulled out another loaded weapon and held on to it. They arrived at Substation Road where Murray fired 2 rounds at Sanchez from nowhere. One struck him in the head, the other missed. The vehicle drifted off the road and struck a tree and landed in a ditch. Murray jumped out of the vehicle and while dragging Sanchez out of the driver's seat, he noticed that Sanchez was still breathing. Oh! Murray fired a second round into his victim's head. Again, in a frenzy, effectively killing him. He then had decided to leave the corpse there and run away. Murray covered the corpse of Sanchez kind of loosely with dirt, leaves, and a single stick. Guys, remember what I told you about obsession with wearing a suit to school? Well, he was wearing a suit when he committed this murder as well. Murray's next move was to think of finding a ride and getting away from this place. Quickly, he saw a car coming towards his direction. He signaled the driver to pull over and After stating that he had been driving while feeling sleepy, which was a bad decision, that he had ended up going off the side of the road and ending up in a ditch. He asked the driver for a lift to his grandparents' home so he could get help to get his car out of the ditch. The driver believed him and he gave Murray a ride to his grandparents' house. Once dropping Murray off, the driver had gone back to that spot where he had picked Murray from. No one knows why. Maybe he was a little bit suspicious. I don't know. Meanwhile, Murray called his roommate from his grandparents' home and said that he had been in an accident. The roommate called his parents for help. They didn't answer. Murray felt that they were perhaps out, so he went into his roommate's parents' house. Maybe he must have broken in somehow, where he stole a can of WD-40, which he had planned to use in an attempt to remove his fingerprints from the crime scene. Murray felt that so far he had managed to get things under control, so he walked back to the crime scene, cutting through a woodlot south of Substation Road. Now guys, here is where his plan gets all busted. Before he reaches the scene, he hears a man cough. Murray looks carefully, peering through the trees, and sees that it was the same man who had given him a ride earlier. He heard the man calling the police and reporting that he had just found a body of a gunshot victim in a wooded area. A shocked Murray had to quickly devise another plan. He walked east towards US 177 and attempted to hitchhike to Canada. He mistakenly gestured to Pottawatomie County Sheriff Travis Palmer's vehicle, where he was subsequently arrested. And Murray immediately confessed to the murder. Murray revealed to the investigators he had been planning to kill someone for weeks up to the murder, simply to know what it felt like to have killed someone. He had selected Sanchez as his victim. Murray said about Sanchez, he didn't have many friends and wouldn't be missed so quickly. Murray offered no other motive for the murder and did not show any remorse. He categorically denied feeling any remorse for his actions and gave no reason for the murder besides, "It popped into my head." Murray was later found not guilty by reason of insanity and has been held in a mental facility with tight security ever since. Murray has filed motions asking the court to consider his release from the facility to a less restrictive care. The judge in the case ruled that Murray remains a threat to society and is dangerous and has denied all motions. Some of Murray's treating physicians have deemed him the most dangerous patient out of 200. That is very disturbing, guys. At the interrogation, we can see him answering the questions like a zombie. He didn't care at all. That is it from me tonight, guys. Hope to see you again real soon. Bye.